After the crazy news today that Julian Assange was released, I had the idea, let's go back into the archives and look into the interviews. Can we see a difference in the body language when someone is under pressure and before the pressure? Is something changing in the body language? And I like to answer the question, what can I do when I detect pressure within myself? How can we transform it? And in the end, I like to talk about why Julian brought me to body language, to meditation. So my name is Zurek. My mission is to bring awareness to the emotions. Let's go. So let's compare these two interviews. One is out of 2011 and the other one out of 2015. And maybe you will say immediately, oh, it's so obvious. You can see the dark circles and he is much more tired. But hold on. We cannot use this, unfortunately, because we have a special lighting and we have makeup. So we cannot know if in the 2011 he has a lot more makeup on him than on the 2015 version. So this indicator of body language, unfortunately, we cannot use in this scenario. But what we can definitely compare is the speed of his speech.
Well, I suppose if you have to be under house arrest, there could be worse places.
Well, it's a gilded cage. It's still a cage. But when you're forced to stay somewhere against your will, it does become something that you want to leave.
Why don't you just do what it takes to clear your name, given the importance of what this book is about?
Well, I'm glad you bring up that question because there's a lot of misinformation in the media. In fact, the situation here is that I have been given political asylum in response to a political asylum application, which all Europeans have the right to make. That political asylum application is in relation to a very serious, ongoing, pending criminal prosecution in the United States for the contents of this book.
Did you hear it? The difference? It was faster, the rhythm is changing, and this is typical. When we are under pressure, we are changing our speed because we want to argue with the other person and delivering the best arguments. And when I'm talking even faster, then I have the best arguments, and so the other person has to shut down because I have the best arguments in the world. But maybe you are now thinking, hey, when I'm under pressure, I'm going into the opposite. Yes. So we have different techniques for every person. We have a different and unique body language that are similar, and we have unique protection mechanism. So some people more likely to tend to say nothing anymore. There's also a technique to slow down even more the conversation to annoy the other person. Also very interesting to be like, yeah, I'm not sure. So the other person is like, okay, I want to talk now because the other person is also under pressure and maybe the other person wants to talk as fast as possible and is getting really annoyed by the slow pace. So this is also a game that we play to win the fight in discussions. Short side note for the 2 new subscribers, or for every subscriber, when you hit the bell, then you will see when the part 2 of the Julian Assange interview is coming out, and I will of course also analyze the body language of this video. And did you also notice the swallow?
Media. In fact,
usually I would use it as an indicator because we are doing this very, very often when we are under a lot of pressure, then we are swallowing it down. Because when there's pressure from the outside, there's also resistance against this coming up. Most of the time, anger. Yeah, when you imagine sitting with your parents and they push you on pressure, do your homework, go to school, and you feel it already in your stomach, you can feel it in the chest, yeah, the anger is building up, and then, you know, oh, I cannot say something because they will arrest me and put me into my room. That's why I love the comparison here with he's also in arrest. And there's the swallowing down my anger, eating something to push down my own anger. So this would be an indicator. I'm under pressure, anger is coming up, now I'm swallowing down. But that's why I love so much the comparison between the 2 interviews. Look at this swallow. And now you see there seems to be a conflict in Julian with the word subversive. It's a similar direction, like suppressing. So when he is using this word, it triggers automatically his unique protection mechanism of pressuring his own emotions down. So what I want to say with this is that is not particular to the situation of being under pressure. This seems to be a topic of his personality in general. There seems something to be a technique, swallowing down emotion, something like fighting against authority, maybe the father, maybe the mother, I don't know, but we cannot say, okay, it's just only because of the 3 years in between. It seems to be something out of the childhood. And there's one indicator I just found in the 2015 interview, but not in the 2011. Look at the head tilt.
People who want to kill us are empowered by the unredacted intelligence. Isn't the argument surely?
No.
Well, look at you came into here before
speaking,
ISIS, before the Islamic State existed.
Well, where did the Islamic State come from?
Okay, are you part of the? Do you believe America created it? Are you in that school of thought?
Destabilization.
Clearly,
in
by
Syria,
destabilizing Syria,
and in Iraq.
Did America create the Islamic State?
I only use this body example because it's very obvious. He's asking, yeah, but who created it in the first place? We have a lot of combinations. So we have this, the thumbs up, Look at the number one. I have the facts, I have the arguments, and that's why I'm showing you who is responsible for the creation of ISIS. Then we have the head tilt and turning to the side. So I'm turning away from you, but at the same time, I'm watching you. This is very interesting because normally when we are in a defense mechanism, then we are turning away. We don't try eye contact at all. But this is a special unique one. I am watching you. I'm turning away from your opinion. Do you really think that ISIS just created by itself? And are you really that stupid or something in this direction that you cannot see the actual facts? And that's why we have turning to the side and looking into the eyes and also going a little bit downwards and watching you from underneath, watching your step. Are you really that strange? What's happening with you? So all these body language is a very strong indicator for skepticism. Skepticism could also be happening when we are under a lot of pressure because we are skeptic against everything that's coming because we don't have the time to watch what the other person is now saying to us, to take our time to contemplate about it because we are so under pressure that we are like, no, I don't believe it. I hate your opinion. Of course, this here is a different standpoint. Julian had a lot of time to contemplate, to look into the leaks, into the war leaks. He had a lot of time, and so he has his facts straight, and that's why it's a different position. But I just wanted to bring it back to our daily basis where we have a discussion and then we are like under heavy pressure and the other person says, you have to do this. Do your homework, and we are like under pressure. And no, I don't want to, and I don't. Everything that you are saying right now, every opinion, first of all, I'm resilient to it. I don't want to hear anything of it. So we are going into a skepticism mode. And the strongest indicator is the mumbling and the high-pitched voice.
The US does not have the technology to take the site down.
Because
Just the way our technology is constructed, the way the internet is constructed. It's quite hard to stop things reappearing. So we've had attacks on particular domain names, little pieces of infrastructure knocked out, but we now have some 2,000 fully independent in every way websites where we are publishing around the world.
What do you think you have achieved?
Well, if you look between states, actually something very interesting happens. There's increased understanding as a result. So I completely disagree about the Russian-American situation. There's cables from 2008 showing Russia talking about its red lines, showing that it believes there's going to be a civil war between East and West Ukraine, for example. And at the same time, the Russians can see what the American concerns and views are about Russia.
So did you hear it? Even though in the 2011 interview, he's also going higher with the voice, he's going back low to a different baseline than the 2015 version. It is much higher in the voice. Why is the voice getting higher pitch when we are under pressure? Because again, there's most of the time anger in us, could also be fear, but most of the time anger that's under pressure, suppressed, and wants to show itself. Anger always shows itself with a high note, with an angry note, because the higher the note gets, the more attention I get. The anger wants to get heard from the other person. It wants attention. For example, feeling calm doesn't want to get attention. Yeah, it is like, yeah, I'm feeling calm and I just want to relax and I just, yeah, laying back, for example. And then the voice goes a little bit down and yeah, I'm just chill and relax. So this pitch in the voice already shows us more pressure. But of course, I also want to mention here, it could also be the microphone, it could be also the morning, it could also be that there was something in beforehand not related to the questions he's getting or to the state he is in. This is the problem when we just have the video in just this small portion of an interview. So excuse me when I project the 4,400 one-to-one sessions with the clients I'm projecting onto this interview, because there I made the experience when we are going more into the direction of pressure. For example, did you do your homework in the past, and we go to the childhood. You can really hear suddenly that the high pitch note is changing, the melody is changing, and they are talking faster. And most of the time there is an unfulfilled wish that they want to scream and say, I don't want to do the homeworks. Please stop to interrupt me. I just want to go outside and play with my friend. And then there's the second part, the mumbling. So to understand this body language, we need to understand the two parts that are fighting in us. So there's one part, I want to get attention, and so I'm getting as loud and as clear. I'm saying, no, I don't want this. And the mumbling happens when there's another fight, the other type that's saying, yeah, but I want to fit into society. I don't want to destroy the harmony in the family. And so the speaking and the clearness of the voice is getting destroyed by this part that's telling us, no, harmony, stop these words. And then when we're stopping these words, the mouth is not getting open anymore. And then the harmony part freezes the lips. And so it's getting more in this direction. And this is the expression of the fight between anger part saying no and clear statement why I don't want to do the homeworks, and the other one is like, just do the homeworks, don't say anything, just do the homeworks, don't say anything. So what should I do now when I see these indicators of pressure? So first of all is to clarify, what is the pressure point? What is responsible for this? And not like just in a rational way. Yeah, I understand it, it is the word. Not in this way. Really go into the meditation, imagine what is the pressure and explore it. It's not like, yeah, now I know it, finish. Stay with the pressure. What is the conflict? And feel into the feeling of the pressure. This is the most important thing. There's a part in us that wants to get hurt, because only then we can really understand the conflict between the both parts. Because I made an example with the screaming part and the silence part, but it is for everyone unique, and it could be a pressure, could also be developed by fearful. The one part is fearful and the other one is like, no, we cannot have fear, so we have to push through. So it's important that we first of all explore this pressure. The second part is to explore similarities. So is this the first time that I have pressure? Like, okay, today I'm at work, feel pressured, I feel it in the chest. Okay, is it the first time that I feel it in my life? Or no, wait, this is the same pressure I felt in school, so that we can see parallels between the pressure. And this gives us also much more clarity about what I have not done in the past and still is an issue in the present. And Julian Assange brought me to the pressure that I really started to explore what is pressurizing me, which system, which lies are pressurizing me. And it showed me that the idea of what the school is teaching me, the teacher are telling me, television is telling me, there's a different perspective to this. And of course I went into the completely opposite direction. I was like, okay, I hate this pressure and I don't want it anymore, and fight against the system and with all the conspiracy theories. And I went hardcore in it and was completely anti everything that's mainstream. So this was my try of finding the solution against the pressure. But later on I realized, no wait, maybe I explore the body language of the other person and of the other people and really see behind the curtain, are they really lying? Because for me everyone was since then a liar, with all the leaks that were found. And I was like, yeah, my English teacher is lying at me, my history teacher is lying, everyone is lying. And then I watched the body language and I saw, wait, these people are also under enormous pressure. They also have this need of fitting into the society and just copy paste one perspective and not going left and right, because the fear of going outside of this box is too high. Hey, I have so much pressure already in my life. Why should I look left and right? It's already hard on this narrow path, and I just follow this path and then things will be better. And I think this is the mindset, the real mindset that gave me a new perspective and really say, hey, wait, I am in the same position. And then I started to analyze the other person and analyze my own body language and going even deeper into the emotions and going into the anger. Where does it feel different? Why I didn't say no in the school? Why I was always yes, okay, confirming the other person? Why I cannot set boundaries for myself? And Julian was the first one that really got me into this idea and into the exploration. Hey, let's explore my own emotions and not like everyone, what the others are telling me is completely right. And this is not only about the American system and the war leaks, it's about all the opinions of other people. To prove it, to check it and to feel into it. How does the truth of another person feel for myself? Only because 10 people are telling me going to make sport in the morning at 5 a.m. it's the best time, only because it's the truth for them. It doesn't mean it's for me. Maybe it's for me 8 p.m. And then I realized, hey, now the pressure is really changing, because I'm not feeling pressure to make sports in the morning. Yeah, I can do it later. Wait, I don't have to affirm everyone in their opinion. I can also express my own wishes. And it sounds so strange. It sounds so logically when I'm talking about it, but on the emotional side, it's something completely different. And this really gave me the freedom to develop my own perspective and to develop my own opinion and to prove it, to check it, and feel the freedom to check it, and not like I'm feeling pressured, I have to stick to this opinion, there's no other opinion, or I am right, you are wrong. Hey, maybe there are more opinions to one thing, maybe there are more perspectives, and maybe they can be true at the same time. And on the other hand, maybe to make also space for other person that feeling so pressurized and not like going over them and, but you have to see the truth, you have to see the right path and your path is wrong. And seeing, hey, wait, they're under pressure and my body language is also pushing them down. And what is happening now, the other person is going into defense mechanism and they won't accept any opinion. They can't listen anymore because there's so much pressure going on from my side. Yeah? And instead, breathe in, meditate, and give the other person the space to have a different opinion. What is your opinion on this topic? And I'm really curious for part 2 when we look into an interview with Julian Assange. I think next week we will have an updated version of this. I'm really curious. So see you in the next video. Bye.